Have you ever wondered how to leverage social media in your sales process? You've landed in the right place. This week on the Sales Lab, we're going to dive headfirst into social selling. Now, social selling isn't about spamming strangers on LinkedIn with a sales pitch. I've been at it for about 3 years now, and there's 4 real key elements of social selling that I want to tackle here with you today. And you might know them, you might be unaware of them. The number one you want to look at is understanding your audience. Why are you here every day? What are you trying to show expertise in? Where are you trying to build trust and credibility with your audience? Number 2, your personal branding. Now, personal branding does go beyond the content, what are you putting out there every day? It's what people are saying about you behind the stage, behind the big show of the content that you're putting out, the interactions you're having on the platform, the way you're treating others in your interaction, because there is truly a social currency within the platforms. And so what you put out is what you're going to get back, and you are your brand. So identify that. What do you stand for? What are your values? And how do you help your prospects solve their common problems, right? That's all the branding piece of it. Number 3, engagement is key. Again, you put in what you put out, and you have got to be pretty active on the platform. With LinkedIn, it's all about what you put in. I've been over there for almost 3 years. I've seen the lows and the highs in the content, and it's always come down to how much I'm pouring out. Now, you see people in these sales jobs all the time trying to manage this. You cannot get lost in the weeds of LinkedIn, okay, or your social platform all day. There are a time and a place for it. Try to set up blocks on your schedule that make sense for you to dive in for maybe an hour or two, net new prospects, drop into a few top influencers in your space, make some comments that provide a little extra oomph and a little added value. Poke the bear, ask a question, do these things in these comment sections, because you're virtually having a networking event. How are you showing up here? How are you adding value? And more often than not in social selling, your engagement and the comments that you do and the interactions you have actually do more for you than what you would see in creating content and making a post. You'll see this very often from a lot of people telling you when you jump in, you can get 400 followers added to your account in one day simply by an incredible comment on a big name post. People gravitate towards this stuff. You don't have to create content to build a brand. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You can just show up and you'll start to be seen, and then eventually open that door where you can introduce some individual thoughts, right? And number 4, connect, don't pitch. Very common theme and word that we will say, phrase, is don't pitch slap. The whole point, I would say this, in social selling, I kind of hate the word. It's a little icky because it's selling when it's not. It's building human relationships, it's engaging, it's interacting, and it's just building a network. That's not selling. You don't go to a network conference event to sell anybody. You go to make an appearance, let them see you face to face, get to know who you are, and potentially that conversation leads to, what do you do, Tom? Walk me through what you do. And that's your time to shine. And it's a great question. What we do at the SD Lab is we help founders, VPs of sales, directors of sales that are having top of funnel issues, whether that's through their cold calling, their emailing. I want to come in and be that, guide for you to help you. It can be as simple as that, but it's not selling of like feature benefit and dropping in these comments and putting on this big story, right? So those are the 4 elements that you want to focus on when you decide to jump into this whole social selling game and go after prospects. Understand your audience. Why are you out here creating content? Who are you trying to connect with? Who is your buyer persona, your ideal customer? What type of network and tribe do you want to be immersed in to where you can start seeing interactions lead to potential pitches and conversations and, pipeline, right? Personal branding. Again, you are your brand. What do you stand for? How are you showing up? Number 3, pour out the engagement. You get what you get, put out what you want, show up for others, That's how you earn an audience. The more you show up in their comments, the more likelihood they are to reciprocate. You can't be a ghost and post or a post and ghost type of person, right? Hey, I posted, I don't respond to comments, I don't get back. I'm just so holy and mighty that I can post and dip. Now, again, people are working, they time these things out. Ideally, when you're posting content, you want to be pretty active, roughly anywhere from a minimum of 15 minutes up to an hour prior to you posting. And then again, another up to an hour plus after posting. So it's tricky, right? It's a 3 hour window there where you're kind of, 2 hour window where, you're trying to commit to, posting, engaging, having some discussions, try to push things to the DMs so you can be helpful, engaging with this person and potentially see, could I be of service to you? How can I help you? And if not, so be it. I look forward to, our collaboration in the feed, seeing your content. Best of luck to you, right? And over time, you'll see yourself building some buzz and some pipeline. And number 4, connect, don't pitch, right? Again, we're sitting here to connect, network. You don't just walk up at a network event, shake hands and go, so I'm so-and-so, would you like to buy my product? Right? It's more conversation, open up, ask some open-ended questions, maybe provide some stuff that might be a resource to them, and share with them a little bit about what you do. But again, you're out there to help, educate, inspire, motivate, provoke thoughts, get your ICP and your buyers to think differently and kind of be their go-to, for some of their information. What are you learning in their space? Are there podcasts you're listening to? Are there blogs that make sense for them to check out? Maybe you're going after a VP of marketing. Is there collateral that you're seeing in your feed? Because again, you're immersed in their world. You're talking to 10 to 20 people a week in that persona. You know what their pains are. You know what they're going through. Do you have collateral to support that? Do you have content that's like, hey, I just worked with so-and-so over at, XYZ. You don't have to give names, right? But tell this story of how you helped somebody overcome this. Hey, did you know that most people are struggling at email open rates right now? And most are seeing, 10 to 20%, when ideally it is possible to see 40 to 60%. Here's 3 things I can recommend to you to do right now that some VPs have let me know has kind of moved that needle for them. Hope it helps. Simple as that. Build conversation, talk to them. But those are the 4 elements that when you're building your brand and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, focus on those things. And from there, put in the time, put in the effort, create some great content. It takes time. You're going to fail at a few things. You're not going to get a lot of engagement. It's going to take time. I've been 3 years in the game almost. And the first few months, I was just sharing little pieces of information. And now I'm an everyday poster. I'm out there all the time on social, but each platform has its rules. So make sure you lean into those. Twitter is a very unique space. Engineers, developers, C-level folks are really living on Twitter. So if that's in your persona, hit it hard, right? Go talk to them, build threads, conversations that bring that community together, right? Build that community of your buyer persona. And from there, business will start to show itself and you'll be able to have those conversations. TikTok's another great channel. You can interact with other people's content there, do collabs, respond to other, people's posts. I'm not using TikTok to prospect that much, but I have friends that I can connect you with if you're open to it and need that are using that channel to kind of drive some awareness in their marketing funnels. You've got Facebook groups. Maybe your audience lives there. We still have some of those buyers in those, C-suite decision-making spots and executive spots that Facebook's groups are where they're getting information, right? Maybe you need to live there. LinkedIn, always a great one if you're in B2B sales, tech sales. Everybody's over there. They're always sharing valuable content, and it is a world of opportunity. Like I said, I'm about 3 years in, allowed me to launch my own company, allowed me to help consult folks, meet incredible SDRs and AEs. It's a great channel to interact. And then there's Instagram. A lot of people kind of do interact on the Instagram level. So you can even do some things there with your content, drive a funnel. But if you're an SDR and an AE, I highly recommend getting involved in the social helping market. because what we do every day one-to-one is already hard. Cold calling, emailing, and a lot of it is one-to-one, right? You're maybe sending mass emails, sure. Maybe you're ripping a ton of phone calls, but these are one-to-one conversations when you can go create an awesome piece of content that you can post on these channels and have the potential to blow up in views, right? Since I've been in this game for 3 years, just on LinkedIn alone, 5 million plus, eyeballs have seen my content. So you think what kind of trust and credibility you can build when the content is aligned to them and you build that tribe. Now I get inbounds for my business. My outbound content and engagement with the community turns into inbound. People start hearing my values, my thoughts. I'm a big person in team research when leveraging a phone call, right? Most aren't. Ruffle those feathers, share your brand, right? Poke the bear, but educate your market, inspire your market, help them be better at their job, or just build that trust that when the time comes, they're like, you know what? I got to go talk to this guy or this gal. She's the one that's been putting out incredible content, kind of the go-to. If you know the LinkedIn community, then you know a lot of influencers that already have that kind of weight and power that they're just that person. When you think of these pains or challenges, most will have in the funnel, right? Jesse Allet, think email deliverability, right? Website traffic. You think Sarah Brazier, Gong, right? And where she works. Amelia Taylor, Reggie.ai, and the AI world. We go to her as that source of truth for that, right? Gabrielle Blackwell, an incredible sales leader. We go to her for sales leader content, right? Amy Volas, when it comes to talent recruiting. These people have built incredible networks and don't social sell. I promise you, go talk to these people. They're not selling anything in their DMs. They're just incredibly helpful, vulnerable, authentic individuals that have built trust within their communities through a method called social selling. We know Evan Patterson booked 80 meetings a month just through DMs and content, and it was incredible to watch and unfold in real time, right? Because he was able to create great content that just hit the nail on the head for his persona, the pains they dealt with every day, some of the things that they were sitting there being like, yeah, that's me. You want your content and your comments and your engagement to get the buyer to be like, huh, you know what? You're right. That's exactly where I'm at. I should try that. Or, wow, maybe we should look into this. That's all you're trying to do. So again, understand your audience, personal branding, engagement is key, and connect, don't pitch. Those are the four key elements to what you need to do when attacking these social platforms and you're looking to dive out. Right? It's scary to put yourself out to the masses. Here I am on a YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter. I've done the TikTok. I've tried Instagram. I've been there. And every day is a battle, right? Your content's not always going to hit. But like I said, it's more about your engagement. Show up in that community, talk, go follow your top buyer persona, folks, get into their comments, get into their content, go add value to it, but don't pitch, right? If you see one of your prospects put out a great piece of content, go join in on that convo. John, you're so right. When talking with other VPs, they always say that, data enrichment is such a crucial piece of their business, yet they can't provide a provider to do so. What are you doing to attack that? That's an okay comment. That's a discussion. Or, hey, most of the time with data, here's 3 things when evaluating a tool you might want to look for, or the questions you might want to ask, John. This is what I recommend to folks. Look at their integrations, look at their mobile data, and look at, their bounce rate, right? Something of that nature. Add value to what's already there. So as we wrap up, I hope you enjoyed this masterclass. I'm going to, if you have more questions, you want to know more about how to social sell, I have recommendations to some incredible friends that are experts at it, or you can look to me for some coaching. Happy to help. If your org needs a social selling process, playbook, type of formula, let me know. Here to guide you. Stay tuned for next week's content. If you have any questions, you have any comments, drop them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notifications so you can stay tuned as these episodes continue to come out. Wish y'all a great week. Don't pitch, connect, shake some hands, build a network, be the trusted advisor for your buyer personas and watch the inbound start coming through. And if they don't, you know where to find me and how I can help. Have a good one.